It's definitely a tough bracket. We were kind of, trying to see where we were going to go. There are a few different options, but I think it's definitely a good bracket. A good thing is we've already seen two of those teams, so I think it's, going back there, we can definitely get the win, especially with already playing them. So
Going on the road this year, a little bit of a different feel for you guys around this time of the year.
yes, it is. I think that playing in the SEC definitely prepares us for that. Obviously, the toughest conference in the nation, so I think we're ready for it though.
The losses, and that's why every single game matters from the start
In a commercial we can't
now, because you don't have those
Aaron, you had a fantastic year. You've done work in regional. You were great last year. What's it going to take to replicate that success in the postseason?
I think just staying focused on what we've been doing all year. Obviously this is what we've been practicing for the postseason. This is when it means the most to us. So I think starting in January when we come in, that's our number one goal is to get to the postseason and get to the Women's College World Series. So
what do you know about Virginia Tech, if anything?
Obviously, they have really good pitching. I think they got both the Pitcher of the Year awards. But I think they're just a really solid team overall, obviously a top team in the ACC. So I think it's definitely going to be a challenge, but I think we're ready for it, already facing them once. So.
Good. All right, let me grab
Thank
the
you.
I definitely think that it's interesting. I'm kind of excited. We played Miami and Virginia Tech this year, so definitely excited to get some payback and, see them again.
When you guys saw that, you see the announcement, you see that regional, being that close and having some familiarity with their teams, like you said, it has to play a little bit of an advantage for you guys.
Definitely, I think it's an advantage for them too, not just us, but just learning from our first two games that we had against both those teams, and learning from that and rewatching video, and just learning from our mistakes. I think we can do it.
Your UK career, you've been here pretty much, I believe, every regional since you've been
Yes,
here.
yes.
I know it was about to be 6 straight, but what's the difference this year having to go on the road early in the regional?
I haven't been on the road for a regional, but I'm going to take it like any other tournament or any other series that we've done that hasn't been here. It's kind of unfortunate that we aren't going to be playing against teams in front of our fans this year, but taking it like any other trip and treating it like a normal weekend.
You've had the best view of your pitching staff's progression. How have they progressed, and think they're ready for this postseason moment?
Oh, absolutely. I definitely think from the start of the season, we definitely had just a lack of experience, but I definitely think that, as the season has continued and progressed, that a lot of our pitchers feel a lot more comfortable on the mound in very, very big situations and in tight games. So I'm definitely proud of them and how they progress, and I definitely think that we're ready to take a couple this weekend.
What have you learned about this time of the year throughout the years?
That anything can happen. Upsets are kind of the softball world's favorite things to see, so now Kentucky just gets to be a part of that.
Well, I wasn't really surprised by the bracket. I thought it was a fair pool. I think that all the teams that made it deserved it. It was an interesting year in college softball from the standpoint of so many different teams could have hosted, so many different teams had quality wins, had some not great losses, and that's what we want from college softball. Is we want a lot of teams playing well. As far as our seed is concerned, I'm not surprised. In my mind, I thought we would go to either Northwestern or Virginia Tech because that's how things seem to always work out geographically, even though they say there's not a geographic component to it, but I know there is. So in my mind, we've already been videoing it and recording it and trying to prepare for it.
Both your players mentioned their pitching staff is top-notch.
Oh, yeah. Both teams, well, all 4 teams, I'm not at all familiar with them, so I don't want to slight them, but I just don't know them very well. But in terms of Miami of Ohio and Virginia Tech, you're running 4 quality pitchers out there, 2 on each team. They're very, very good. Great offenses. They're coached really well. I think it's probably, I would argue it's the toughest region in the country.
What have you learned about this time of the year throughout your years?
Well, this time of year, anything can happen, right? You can have a Cinderella team go in there, play well, catch momentum, and just take it. So it's the best time of year, right? You're not taking classes. It's the only time as a student athlete you get to feel like a pro because you wake up, you go to practice, you get a little meal money, and you get to play softball, and it's just the best time of year. So I think anything can happen.
As a coach, obviously, you don't have to worry about this as much. But the players might have a chip on their shoulder, not coming back and being able to play in front of the fans. What do do you tell them to kind of reset, get ready for last year?
Well, I mean, having played both teams this year and both teams beat us, so we definitely have something to play for from the standpoint of we need to show that we can play great Kentucky softball when it matters. And I think it's important that, we go out, we play our best, and just see what we can do.
In terms of the regionals in a couple of years past, there's just so many just tight moments where one hit can make a big difference. How have these players being stepped up in those kind of moments this season? Have they been able to deliver in those clutch
Oh,
moments?
yeah. I mean, we've had so many games where we've been behind and we've had to come back and win. I mean, it's uncountable right now in my head. So, like, from that standpoint, you certainly would like to start out fast, but our ability to come back from behind or be resilient is been tested all year, and I think we've done an exceptional job with that. I think our team is really tough. I think they know how to battle, and I think that's what you need in the postseason.
Back at Media Day, you were talking about how your pitching staff was one of your big question marks of who was going to step up and fill the roles from autumn and then last year. But how have they progressed, and do you think they're ready for this postseason moment now?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think Tatum Spangler is one of the best stories in the SEC this year. The fact that she was able to lead regular season ERA for the SEC really says a lot about her and her talent. I think Stephanie Schoonover has done a great job coming in some key moments, and she has one no-hitter, two no-hitters. She has two no-hitters this season, so that's incredible. And she's been able, in the SEC tournament, I thought she gave us great quality innings. She came in when we were behind, so it didn't really show in the box score. But I think she's done exceptional. And at any moment, we can put in one of our other pitchers. So I think we have a diverse bullpen. I think that we can come in at any moment, and I think that we can get out of some tight spots.
What do you think it also says about the SEC, again, that you have all these hosts and also a lot of most of the teams are in the tournament? You see a team like Missouri that was struggling, and all of a sudden they turn them on and they're hosting. Just what does that say about the top and bottom depth of this league?
Oh, the league is incredible. I mean, when you think about it, the difference between the 3 seed and the 10 or 11 seed in the SEC tournament was like 2 games. So it's been a tough league. I mean, it really says a lot about the schools, the athletic departments, the amount of money and time and resources that they're willing to put in, and then the fan bases of all of the BBN is incredible, and I know the other SEC teams are running out, their fan bases as well, and I don't think there's another conference in the country that even comes close to us.